Welcome back to another lesson on Shine On Me. Today we'll be covering what is an entrepreneur. First, as an introduction, an entrepreneur is a person who starts and runs a business or a project by taking risks and using creative ideas to make a profit or bring new value to people. They don't just work for others, but rather they create something new. Moving on, we have this larger table covering the key traits of an entrepreneur. We'll be covering a trait, the meaning of this trait, and an example. First, we have creative. This means that entrepreneurs think of new ideas or products. An example can be that Steve Jobs imagined the iPhone before it existed. In addition, entrepreneurs are risk-taking. This means that they will be willing to face uncertainty. An example of this is how entrepreneurs would start a new store even without knowing that success will be guaranteed. Moving on, entrepreneurs are also hardworking, meaning that they are persistent and focused on their end goal. They're willing to work long hours to build their dream. Next, they are also problem solvers, finding smart ways to overcome challenges. They would invent new ways to deliver food faster, being an example of how they're solving the problem of slow food delivery. And lastly, they show strong traits of leadership. This means that they motivate and organize others. An example of this is building and managing a small team effectively. Next, what do entrepreneurs do? 1, they find a problem that people have. After identifying the problem, they will create a solution. This could be in the form of a product, service, or tool. In addition, they start a business to sell that solution. They also manage resources such as time, money, or people. Next, they would take risks and learn from failure. And last but not least, they grow their business or idea over time. For some more context, here are some famous entrepreneurs that you may already be familiar with. We have examples such as Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, or Mark Zuckerberg, who are all examples of famous and successful entrepreneurs for their respective companies or ideas. Now moving on, why are entrepreneurs important in the first place? First of all, they create jobs. This is important in many ways, such as giving other people opportunities to work and gain an income as well. Next, they bring innovation. This could be in the form of new technology, products, or ways of thinking, which overall increases the quality of life for everyone. Next, they help grow the economy. And next, they inspire others to think creatively and act bravely from their successes, but also their failures that led to these successes.
Now we can participate in a small classroom activity. So for this, think of a small problem around you, whether it's in school, at home, or in your community. Then imagine a product or service that you could create in order to solve this problem. We would recommend to write below the problem that you're facing, the solution you created in response, and who it would help.
Now that we've covered this activity and the content of this lesson, let's have a short reflection. Some questions you should consider is, what kind of problems did you want to solve in the future? What skills do entrepreneurs need to succeed? And lastly, do you think that everyone can be an entrepreneur? Why or why not? Thank you for listening to another lesson on Shine On Me, and stay tuned for more.